Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 16 in the NFL. We're talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. And the Seattle Seahawks have been absolutely killing it for a bunch of weeks in a row now. We'll see what Joe Duffy's take is on their upcoming game at home against the St. Louis Rams. Joe Duffy, Seattle, for the beginning parts of the season weren't quite as dominant as they have been in years past, but over the past 5 weeks, really playing awesome, right? Russell Wilson just playing out of his skull. 5 straight ATS covers for the Seahawks, and in 3 of those games, they were a double-digit favorite. So here they are, minus 13 or 13.5 at home against the Rams. Now, a lot of these huge NFL favorites have been covering recently, but the Rams are not really, one of these pushover teams as a big underdog that maybe should be a big underdog, right? Case Keenum had a good game last week. Aaron Donald is a beast on defense for the Rams. We know Todd Gurley always has the potential to be a beast. So maybe this isn't one of the NFL games where we want to be looking at the big favorite. What do you think, Joe?
I'm kind of in the middle in this one. On one hand, look, I have been an unapologetic. I've had a man crush on Russell Wilson. I think he's a true stud quarterback. At the very least, he should finish no worse than maybe 3rd in the MVP voting. But people, as I keep saying, they get too obsessed with these fantasy football statistics. But he is an old, efficient quarterback, does what quarterbacks and offenses you want to do back in the old days, keep the defense off of the field. He's in a spectacular 5-game run where he's completing 74% of his passes, 19 touchdown passes, no interceptions. This guy is a 100% certified stud. Seattle, we know they're very good on the defensive side of the ball, but just as, it maybe sounds like I'm saying you got to even lay the points with Seattle. What you said is true. Look, Todd Gurley, a nice young player. He's another guy who can keep the defense off of the field. And with both of these kind of ball control, double digits all of a sudden looms larger in what could be a fairly low-scoring game. And Case Keenum, he is better than Nick Foles. Now, I'm not ready to say that Case Keenum is a top 20 starting quarterback in the NFL, but he is better than Nick Foles. So this game kind of makes me nervous. I can almost argue for either side. It's a little tough to argue against the other one.
All right, so sounds like you're gonna pass on this one, Joe.
I am, yes. I think it's the first one I passed on this week in the videos that we've done, but I'm going to let Peter Loshak make the pick.
Well, in Seattle's game last week, I sort of, I went with the over, and I believe I had 43. It wound up closing a lot higher. There wound up being sharp action. I heard on the under that sharp action lost. I guess I'm leaning once again. It's a low total, but we know what Russell Wilson can do. As strong as Seattle is on offense, and St. Louis had a decent game offensively as well in their last game. What do you think about a shot with the over 40.5 as one of the market-wide lines?
Well, especially since I said that, I would say it's probably a pretty good play because I just told you how Russell Wilson's definitely for real. Case Keenum is better than Nick Foles. And with Gurley, you can keep the defense honest. So they have a somewhat balanced offense. I would say the over. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it.
All right. Why wouldn't you give it then as an official pick?
Let me look at it a little bit further. I may do it as a premium pick. Maybe I will.
All right. Well, officially, it's a pass for Joe Duffy. Sure, what the hell. I'll give over 40.5 as an official play in Seattle and St. Louis. Joe Duffy, thanks for your thoughts on all these games. As always, tell us about your website, OffshoreInsiders.com.
More than 28 and a half years of experience. You said somebody might be watching this video for the first time. Maybe they're, a young gun, a young Turk. They don't even know who Joe Duffy is. Joe Duffy's picks have been public since 1988 on the Score Phone Days, old 900 numbers. If you don't know what that is, ask your grandmother about those old 900 numbers. But I've been full-time for more than a quarter century. Joe Duffy's picks at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Sounds great, Joe. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Peter.